Hi, friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy. Brought on, I don't know, right now, is he my frenemy? Well, I guess we'll find out. John Kaiser in the house. Ooh,
Hi.
what did you just turn on? It sounded like a whirlwind wash machine.
My
Kaiser in the house. Oh, shit.
you got some, you got some
Every
feedback
fucking
over there.
time.
You got feedback.
But let's talk about that for a second, because literally before we went up, you said you were like, oh no, continue. And I said, no, that's not me. It's my computer playing something back. Let me mute it. So I muted it. So
Right.
how the fuck did it just play you? How? How the fuck did you do that?
I'm the ghost in the machine. I've infected your fucking IT system. Can you curse on your show?
Yeah. You know, it's so funny when anybody asks me that, because like, what do you mean? It's my YouTube show. Like, are you kidding? No, on my YouTube show, I don't allow anybody to curse. No fucking way. Like,
Did someone call me a cranky old man? What the fuck? That's why I gotta turn these
Who
comments
did?
off. I don't know.
Turn them off. I'll read the ones that matter.
Yeah. Because if I read that shit, I won't have a conversation with you.
So I'm having a hell of a week. I'm assuming you are too. This has been
like
nuts. I mean, next level nuts. I'm up till 4 a.m.
Yeah, every
I'm
night.
Scouting people. I'm watching matches left and right. Obviously, you guys know at home, we're talking about the movie Trivia Schmoedown, which we will talk about on today's show. Mostly
not the whole time.
No, not the whole time.
I got questions for you.
Yeah, I don't like to talk about it the whole time either. But the only reason, and often I don't talk about it, but the only reason I want to talk about it today is it is all consuming for me.
Well, there's shit to talk about.
Yeah,
right now. There's a lot going on. So I mean, it makes sense. I mean, everyone. Did you drop a player?
I did not. I didn't drop a player. I have an open spot.
Oh, so you've always had an open spot.
Yeah, I had
an
open spot, and I did a trade, which was announced yesterday. I traded away JTE for Quevedo and a 3rd round draft pick. It didn't say I traded it for a 3rd round draft pick also, though, but I did.
So I
got his 3rd round draft pick.
Okay, good.
And I got Quevedo, and I gave him JTE.
Now, who's Quevedo? A Star Wars guy?
Yeah, so Josh Quevedo, you know, similar to how I'm sure you're doing this right now, I'm feeling people out. Sending DMs, I'm calling people, I'm on FaceTime, I'm texting, because there's players that we know and have game tape, and then there's players that we don't know. And I have the Star Wars champion, but he cannot play in the tournament because
I didn't even think about that. So that's why you went out and got Kaiser or whatever his name is.
Quevedo, yeah, because I had what was I going to do? Not put somebody in the tournament?
Right, you got to get someone in there.
I had to get somebody, so I went after a few different people.
You could rack up some points in that tournament.
Yeah, so I went after a few different people, and he was the one who, like, I like a dickhead, put people through the ringer. I say, send them links. I say, how many are you getting right in round 1? What are you getting right in round 2? Where did you miss? Where did you go to multiple choice? Here's the round 3. On both sides, what you call
a dickhead, some people would call being a good manager.
Yeah, maybe. I think it's like a fine line.
I'm a fan of dickhead managers.
Yeah, me too.
I would like you. If I was a bystander in the Schmoedown, you Dagnino, Kalinowski would probably be my 3 favorite personalities. Throw Roca in there. If I was just a fan, I would like watching you 4 would probably be my top 4 favorites.
I really appreciate that. That's the nicest thing you ever said to me.
Well, you know, and I had to give you fucking props after that Zipper match. You know, like when Zipper and Stacy, that was a bloodbath.
That was crazy.
Other than Smets winning the belt, that might have been the most intense match I've ever been a part of.
It was crazy. I mean, Zipper is unreal. He really is
unbelievable. And in those post-match interviews, sometimes I'm so lost because you know me. I try and do a lot of prep for the pre-match promos. I try and come in there with material and then riff with Christian, and he likes to give me bits and whatnot. But a lot of times for post-match, I'm just coming off with that shit off the fly. And I literally was so impressed by your challenge, by the way Stacy played, just by being okay. Look, if you like sports, you got to look at the good and the bad. What did your team lost. What did the other team do that won? And think about that for a minute, right? So I had nothing to do but give you guys props because it was a great challenge. I was sitting on a sideline. I was biting my lip. I'm like, fuck, she's going to get this. I know she's going to get it. And then, so that was, but dude, I don't know. I was so consumed by that match. I was more of a human being than a manager or character or anything. Because, that was a schoolyard fight.
They hip for hip, pound for pound. And like, there was 2 different times in which people were absolutely positive that Stacey didn't know the answer.
Fuck,
and Stacey was absolutely positive she didn't know. But a lot of people are saying pure luck and whatever.
Bullshit.
I don't even really believe in luck in the Schmoedown because you have to have ancillary knowledge enough to have luck. Like you can't just. Look, but it was crazy. It really was an unbelievable match, and I will say I definitely needed it. But I feel similar. I think you probably feel similar to me. Let me ask you about this. So Zipper loses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And same thing with me when Odd Couple lost. They fought tooth and nail, did everything they could. How do you feel as a coach at that time? How do you feel as a manager? Can you really even be upset when somebody doesn't do anything wrong? They just
not with someone like Zipper, because he really is like a brother to me. You know what I mean? And it's probably it's very similar to the relationship you have with Snyder. That you guys are just really close inside, outside of the ring, and so it's not my job to be like, what the fuck were you, what'd you do, Zip? You know what I mean? You could have been better, Zip. No, I'm going to grab him. I'm going to put my arm around him and be like, man, I told him, I said after that match, he, obviously he was crushed. It was a tough match. I put my arm around him. I said, you are playing better right now than I've ever seen you play in my life.
It was the best match I've ever seen.
That is a good takeaway to build on. I said, now you go out there with a fire under your ass, pissed off, and see if you can capitalize on that energy, And he is on another level. He's prepping for IG now. He's going to play in the IG tournament. I can't wait to see him. I'd love to see him get a hold of Kalinowski or something.
Who do you have confirmed? What's your situation for IG Star Wars?
I got the Spider, Robert Parker, as my my number one assassin, and Zip.
Be honest about Robert Parker for a second. What percentage chance do you think there is that he takes the tourney?
100? 101?
I mean, I've never seen anything like him. I've just never seen anything like him.
Stacey are very similar in that they just have this freakish mental level that it's almost like some Twilight Zone shit. Like they're not.
It's like you black out and answer the question.
Stacey and Parker could be like X-Men. They're, you know what I mean? They're just like talented motherfuckers who Charles Xavier should take into his school.
Yeah.
But to me, they remind me of each other, just sort of like by their inherent makeup. You know what I'm saying?
I completely know what you're saying. First of all, I really like him.
What's not to like? He's a great kid.
A good kid. I love the magic element to it. I think that we should try to use that more at some point. Because pre-show Schmoedown live events, he's baller.
You know what? We'll do it. But I'm like, I need you to make Roxy disappear, like forever.
What if I never come back?
Well, you'll come back. All the good bad guys come back in one way, shape, or form.
But I will say that there's a lot riding on him. He must be feeling the heat right now because
he doesn't. He's a Terminator. He's ice in his veins, man.
I don't know if he is not able to pull this off. It will be the upset of the show so far. Like because he's not missing. He's like he's just hasn't been missing. So I feel for him.
Well, he's only played one match. Let's call a spade here. He's only played one match. He played a great match. He's only
played one match in there, but on the sidelines, he's playing every match. I'm looking at his notes, and I'm like, kid wrote that down in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
He's fierce.
He's very in tune with the game. He's very in tune with the character. He's very in tune with the community. So, like, honestly, that's why I had to go get him. I just thought he was special and on another wavelength. And so... Yeah. Two things. Yeah. I said it live. I said I couldn't fathom a world where he goes to you, so I couldn't let that happen. And then once I realized how special of a kid he was, and I kind of joked to Smets, unless we draft him, and then Smets is like, no, we should draft him, and then that was the conversation.
Well, here's what's crazy about that, because Kaiser, I heard after the draft, people are talking, right? Commentators, fans in general, and everybody was saying how stupid your move was to take both of them. So many people were saying that. But what's so smart about it is literally right now, in the situation that I'm in, is exactly what you would have been in for IG had you not done that, because I was left without a Star Wars player because I took the champ. When you take the champ of something, you're kind of screwed. It's great, but you're also in trouble for any tournaments, and they don't get as much play because they have the belt.
Well, fuck it though, but you have a belt, and that's like I told you. You know where I stand on this issue. You got a champion, in your domain. You got a champion in your crew. You got belts. You got steel. You got hardware. That's a big deal. All right, points are points. I get it. Everybody wants to be the #1 team in the land. But, hey, you got a guy with a belt on his shoulder. He's a baller. I completely agree with. I mean, you and I did the same philosophy. You know what I mean? You just want a champion. So that just makes your faction stand out when you have a champion.
Are we the only one? So I have a belt. Obviously, the dog himself has a belt. He's such a little.
You're talking about
fucking weasel. Fuck.
You're talking about tripolar.
Such a little weasel snake.
You know, he saved my life in this quarantine. I told him.
What happened?
I said, Tom. You know, he called me when he was.
You need a walkie-talkie?
He was doing chin-ups in the yard or something, like he was on an episode of Oz. And I said, Tom, I can't take this quarantine. I'm drinking 5-6 days a week. I'm not drinking every night like I won a Stanley Cup championship.
I hear you, though.
I have a couple here and there. And I'm like, I don't know. I stopped exercising. I'm just starting to feel all fucked up. First of all, he told me, you got to get moving again. You got to get off your ass. That was obvious. But he's like, drink lemon juice.
Is
apple
this the
cider.
baking soda shit?
No. Well, he fucks with that. He goes to extremes I can't go to. But the big three was, he said, lemon juice, lemon water, alkaline water, and apple cider vinegar shots. Motherfucker he was right. I started doing that, popping the vitamin C on addition, and it just recharged me. You know, I was like a Commodore 64.
Why do you insist on complimenting him?
Well, look, he's a complete lunatic, but he does serve a good purpose in this world. He's like the Andy Kaufman of the Schmoedown. I think a fan once said that, and I think that's the most accurate.
It's kind of true. I can't help it. I love him.
He's one of a kind.
I love him to pieces, but also every time I see him, I want to it's not even punch him. I want to claw.
Well, you try going through this world with 3 personalities. You think it's easy?
I don't know. It must be really
hard. He probably needs 3 therapists.
He called himself on this show. What was it? 2 days ago, guys? He says he thinks he is a real life sociopath.
Yeah, he might be.
He said, I think I'm a real life sociopath without wanting to kill people.
Can I tell you my favorite line he gave me this week?
What is it?
He said to me, he goes, one time in kindergarten, I tried to fake my own death. First of all, it's no surprise that Gucci be the kind of guy that was faking his own death. But in kindergarten, he was thinking about that shit early.
You think that's real?
Absolutely. There's no fake with him. He's a real deal.
I can't handle him. All right, we have stuff going on in the Super Chat and the Streamlabs and the Patreon and questions for you.
Are people giving you money yet? You make any money?
Yeah, look at this.
You make a couple dollars?
Larry Lee says, hit that like button. Thanks, Larry. He also said, enough of the small talk. Money. What are your guys' thoughts about the trades that dropped from yesterday? So he said that early on. We've been talking about that, but we'll continue to talk about it. PL Aldemuzio says, a big happy birthday to one of the greats, Jake Iacovetta. May life always have a tray of shots ready for you at any time. Jake Iacovetta, one of my amazing moderators in here.
Jake Iacovetta looks like he should be playing poker with John Malkovich in Rounders. They look like they could hang out in the same crew.
I feel like that's an epic compliment.
Yeah.
I would take that. Larry said happy birthday to Jake. All of us saying happy birthday to Jake. He is the best. Such a rock star. He's the one who stood up for me against you shits.
Wait, you got that all wrong. Do you realize the way you didn't understand what was happening? I was just like, let it go. I had said, you had thought I had asked about who do you think the greatest managers are? You
no,
I mean?
Get what had happened. But
that was your main flub early. And really, I was saying, who do you think's going to win? Me versus Gucci.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. And he said, I'm a rock star, but it wasn't even an option. I understood, but also you guys are a bunch of dick weasel knobs.
I didn't come after you. I mean, I probably broke.
No, you didn't. That's why I didn't come back that hard at you. But that was the meanest I've ever heard Riley be to anybody.
Maybe I need to start cranking it up a little bit if I'm not pissing you off enough. Then maybe I'm doing something wrong.
You're not throwing enough heat right now.
You remember what you said to me early on when I first came in? You said, I'm so happy to have someone to play with.
Yeah,
almost like we were like kids in the schoolyard.
I love to play.
Yes, and because you knew that I could sit there and hang with you, and we could run bits, so we could play the game. And I mean, honestly, motherfuckers probably thought we hated each other early on. I think people think that we legitimately hated each other because we played it so
triangle.
Well.
It's the triangle of the three of us where people think we all hate each other, and then we scheme and whatever. But I love that there's
your characters hate each other.
And I love that there's nothing I can't say.
You can say anything you want.
Anything. I to both of you guys, I'm like, oh, you slippery whatever comes out of my mouth.
I like when Emma Fife makes fun of me because it's kind of like to me, it feels like a Saturday Night Live sketch where she's the straight person and I'm the the lunatic. Like I'm Chris Farley falling through the coffee table, and she's Phil Hartman reacting to my clumsy absurdness. Like I think she's got some of the best cracks on me.
She really does. She does.
Yeah,
I think that both Emma and Jen, just with their facial expressions to any of us, they're like
Jen's on another level. Jen's on her own. There's nobody in Jen's level.
Yeah,
it's like Jen and then everybody below her. You know, she's the best.
Anytime somebody says blow, I like a little kid think blow.
Like a Beavis and Butthead, blow or doing blow. It could go either way. Blow job or do blow. Well, she's the shit though, dude. She's a fucking professional.
I know. Glenn says happy birthday to my fellow dealer, Jake Yacovetta, LOL salute. Why are you guys dealing?
Wait a minute. What are you dealing? He's probably.
What are you dealing?
I think Jake's probably selling him tube socks in the back of a U-Haul. I don't think he's selling him drugs.
By the way, this week I did get a text from an old drug dealer of mine. Just
was his name JTE?
I don't even know what his name is. Just listing out all the things he has available during quarantine.
He's got a delivery. He's trying to go head to head.
This must have been like years ago. I didn't even have the number, and I was like, I think this was before cannabis was a legalized thing, like where I got my pot or some shit. But there were things on there. Wait, there was shit on there I'd never heard of. Can you talk to me about
he's trying to sell you synthetic drugs and shit?
Pink 2CB. Pink 2BC, 2CB. I was like, what the fuck? How long have I been out of the drug game? I don't even know what this shit is.
That sounds like vitamin juice.
I know. And everything else had a letter. F, Q.
Don't do anything with a letter in it. Matter of fact, don't do anything except for weed.
Yeah. Just
maybe mushrooms. Maybe mushrooms.
Maybe acid. Let's throw a few things in there. Larry says, cranky old man was aimed at Jake. Oh, he wasn't calling you a cranky old man. He was calling Jake a cranky old man.
Larry, I don't believe you, Larry. Your lease on life just ran up, pal. I think you were taking a shot at me.
What? He would just say.
Roxy, despite COVID and being in lockdown, would you agree that the two greatest inventions in the history of mankind are weed delivery and Spotify? That'll save your ass in a fucking pandemic right there.
Yes to the weed delivery. Spotify, I use a friend's. Because I used Pandora with commercials for over a decade.
That's whack.
Finally, my girlfriend was like,
pay for Spotify. It's worth every penny.
She was like, sign on to my thing. I don't know. There's something about, and this is a not good thing to say because stereotypes, but I'm just going to say it anyway, because whatever. The Jew in me does not let me pay for things.
I get it.
That I can do for free if I suffer a little more. So like if something has a free thing with ads, I'm like, I'm doing that over paying for it without ads 10 out of 10 times.
For sure. I get it. Roxy, I like a good scam too. I'm always going to opt for the scam. If there's a scam, I'm going to take it. If not, then I'm going to pay for it. And I'm telling you, Rox, it's like having the encyclopedia of music at your fingertips. I feel like the shit was made at Skynet or something in the future.
Wait, I don't even know actually if I have her Spotify or Apple Music. I don't even really understand what the difference is.
I wonder if I could give you my code and you could log in and then you could see all my playlists and shit.
How do I know which one I have? When I go to my it's got to be Apple Music because it's just the music icon on my phone.
I do Apple iTunes Music too because I like some of the radio shows and I like having iTunes on my phone. Like something about, and I like sending iTunes. I don't know. Here's the thing. Spotify helps me with my radio show. You know what I mean? Like just finding new music. Have you been listening to any of my radio shows?
No. What are you talking about?
Wow, you suck.
What have you been doing? I don't even know.
I did 3.
I'm about to not suck.
I'm going to send them to you. I did that. So a bunch of my friends, I used to do a college radio station back in the day at Canisius College in Buffalo, New York. Me and my buddy Bobby D used to make mixtapes on Maxell's when we were like 8 years old and make radio shows on our Fisher-Price Jambox and shit.
So while
I came out of retirement,
you were making mixtapes.
I was making radio shows where I full on would tape the song off the radio, right? Then I play to the other side. I'd record the song, but then I take my little microphone and I'd introduce songs and shit.
What do you mean your little microphone? What'd you have?
I could plug a little microphone into the boombox. So I could record to the Maxell tape. So I'd record like Van Halen Jump off the radio station, put that on the track. Then I come in, I'm like, yo, welcome to JK's Jukebox. I think I called it JK's Jukebox because when I was a kid, that was my nickname. And then I made radio.
That's great. Was JK at the time not just kidding?
No, nobody knew what the fuck that meant. There was no texting. There was a college football player back in the day named J.K. Kaiser. and my middle initial's K. So my dad and his best friend started calling me JK as a kid. And they kind of...
I think I'm going to call you JK.
Whatever, you can do that. But anyways...
What do you mean, whatever?
Long story short, Rox,
yeah,
I decided to come out of retirement and make a radio show. And if you go to vimeo.com/John Kaiser.
Jake, put it in here so I can throw it up, please, birthday boy.
And even if you Google Vimeo John Kaiser, I'm the first dude to pop up. From there, you can see all my radio shows. I got 3 of them. And what I do is... How
long are they?
1 hour. Hence the Kaiser Radio Hour. They're fucking badass. What I do is I introduce, like, I'll put in movie clips. You know what I mean? I might use Blade Runner, and then I'll usually talk. You know, I kind of take on this late night DJ vibe. I think you'll like it.
You're really good at everything you do, so I'm sure it's great.
I appreciate you saying that. From
I have to. There's got to be some dig at the end of there, but I haven't thought of it yet.
You
so I'm just gonna make it nice. You fucking motherfucker.
Did you hear me tear up Snyder on the rundown?
No, what'd you say?
Oh boy,
what'd you say?
I'm not saying shit. You have to watch it after the show.
Listen,
I came after him for his comments on the IG when he tried to disrespect the league.
Listen, here's the deal. You can't have a guy like Snyder on your team and get annoyed about those kind of things. It's part of what makes him great. Dude, he's just psychotic.
Great. The motherfucker is perfect for this game.
Great.
He's a great character, great personality.
He's the best.
He's got a big fucking mouth like you. That's why the two of you get along so well.
It was funny because in the comments, when Snyder said, biggest betrayal of all time when I traded JT, I don't know if I'll ever speak to her again. People read that as serious. And obviously I called Snyder before I traded JT. I'm not a moron. And I told him, I'm like, this is what's happening. Here's what's going down. And yeah, was he upset? Of course. But like, people were like, oh my God, he's never going to speak to her again. Meanwhile, we're texting the whole time about it. And he's like, we've got this bond, babe. We got this. And I'm like, and people are like, oh, like trouble in paradise. I'm like, what the fuck?
Dude, I'm going to tell you some real shit about you and Snyder and Andreyko. In one of my, I don't know, maybe it was me and Smets' third match or so when we were just kind of starting to become a thing. Like, yeah, we came out the gate like lunatics, but it took a minute before like fans caught on to our gig. And we were still the new guys. And I'll never forget, I was walking up to the Collider studio, or jumped out of an Uber, and there's you, Snyder, and Draco smoking a joint outside, just looking like the fucking bad kids in every high school movie. And I'm like, look at these assholes. Like, and you guys stopped and you all looked at me, and Draco with that bald fucking head, Snyder looking like, who's this motherfucker? And you just kind of giving me the look like,
I see you.
I see you. Yeah, exactly. And I just kind of think it was just like one of these, just a nod. And I walked in. Like, I didn't even know you guys then.
No, but that's like us. I mean,
I was like the bad kid that got transferred to the school, and I was the new bad kid.
Think he is? Who does he think he is?
Straight up.
Because it's so funny when most of the people come from like our farm system. You know, you become a manager because you've gone through the game or you've been around. You came in and you were hot, and it was like, who's this kid?
Like a
Where'd he come from? Yeah. Wait, staying in here. I want to get to some of these because I know we have questions for you in the Patreon. I swear I will get to everybody's things. Larry says, been a while, but shout out to Carlos. Carlos is a guy who used to come into the stream and write pussy. We miss him. We miss him dearly. I don't know.
It's nice you're allowed to say the word pussy on your show.
Yeah, he used to write it, but he would write it one letter at a time. P. Wait for it.
Look at this. This is like a Bible passage.
Yeah.
I understood the question, but when you said who wins between the greatest managers ever, I said I couldn't agree with that part of it, and I stood with the Roxy. I would pick Kaiser over Tom, loyalty over logic. All right, Jake. Jake's a good judge of all things Schmoedown. Like, he may have his preferences and his favorites, but he knows how to look at the thing objectively. And I think he takes emotion out of it sometimes. But yeah, I mean, I think he kind of has a good outlook on it all.
Are you complimenting him because it's his birthday, or are you always nice to Jake?
Fuck him and his birthday. Go blow out your candles and go to bed, asshole.
Don't say that. We want him to drink until he
God bless.
The candles blow him out. What does that even mean?
I use Google Music because I can upload my old You know what, Paul? You need to get off the donuts and get off Google Music, all right? That's my advice to you.
Get off the donuts.
He looks like the guy, and it's time to make the donuts.
What's the time to make the donuts?
You remember that commercial? Time to make the donuts.
Paul is my hero. Yeah,
Paul's one of my homies.
Recordings of Queen.
Fuck Google Music, Paul. Paul, get off Google Music.
Look at you.
You don't remember those?
Who are you coming for? Who are you coming for anymore? Who?
I do like Paul. Paul, no.
Come for Billy Belford. What did he say?
What did he say? Kaiser loves a good double feature. What would be Roxy's ultimate double feature? Right now, for me, it's Bull Durham and the Jerk. That's a fucking good double feature.
You love a good double feature? I didn't even know.
Fucking A right. Absolutely. I talked about it. I said, I wanted to write an article where I interviewed everybody in the Schmoedown and said, what's your favorite double feature and why?
I'll be honest with you, and we're not going to agree on this. I can watch 45 episodes of a TV show in a row. I cannot watch 2 movies in a row. All
right, let me put it to you this way. You ready? It's downtown LA. Someone gave you a movie theater and said, hey, Roxy, pick 2 movies to play for all your family and friends. It's going to be beer, whatever. You can go sit down. So you get to put on 2 movies for people.
Well,
what would be your 2?
Definitely Princess Bride would be one, because I feel like if it's family and friends, like you just can't go wrong.
Rob Reiner.
It's so good. Yeah. And then if the next one's playing a little later, so the kids go home, it's Role Models. I've
never seen that movie.
Kaiser.
I do like Rudd, though. I'm a Rudd.
After this, that's the thing you're doing today.
All right, let me write the shit down.
I'm not kidding you.
Motherfucker, I'll forget.
It is. Hold on. You will weep laughing.
What's it called? Step Brothers? What's it called?
Role Models.
Role Models.
I'm not kidding. That the movie is so up your alley. Right. You will fucking cry laughing. It is so funny. The kids in it. Oh my god!
I've seen the trailer. It looks funny as shit.
It is incredible.
Yeah, it looks funny as shit.
Look at Larry fucking with me now. I stood up for you before, Larry. Did you hear the Patriots are giving all their wins away? Larry, I thought we were friends. It's just rude. They're fucking with me. I want to get to some Patreon questions for you.
Wait, let me tell you my double feature. Can I say my double feature?
Yeah, what's your double feature?
It often changes, but right now, see, I'm going to kind of parrot you. You took a Rob Reiner movie, and I think you got to go with a director like Rob Reiner because he brings the emotion and the comedy. So I'm going to say John Hughes. I'll take The Breakfast Club for my opener, and I'll close with Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid because Paul Newman's my favorite actor of all time.
I didn't know that.
That's the OG buddy movie, but before the buddy cop.
Greatest
greatest screenplay of all time. So I'll take those 2.
I like that. Can I get invited?
Yeah, for sure.
Wait, before I jump into the Patreon, tell me what this means. Jason Jackson. What's that mean?
Homie must be from Western New York. Zweigel's
White.
Have you never had a white hot dog?
Zwiggle White. What?
Hold up, yo. Zweigel's.
Zweigel's Whites?
White hots. It's a white hot dog. It's a pork hot dog.
Oh, I love pork.
Well, let me tell you this. It's the best fucking hot dog on the planet.
Damn.
They're called white hots, but you get them in Western New York. They can airmail this shit to you.
Let's do that.
Maybe I should mail you some Zweigels.
Yeah, please.
I'll have my boy Pachote. He's got a connection over there.
So his question is, do you want some? My answer is,
I want some.
I do. Let's go into here. Douglas Emmett's talking to you. He says, hey, Kaiser, I really enjoy what you've brought to the Schmoedown, particularly your promos. They're always one of the best parts of the dungeon matches. My question is, what are some of the challenges of managing in the Schmoedown? Talked a little bit about some of the challenges, mostly staying alive, but what do you got?
All right. This ties into something you were talking about with Bateman the other day when you guys went live. I think, and you correct
me on his stream?
Yes.
For his great conversation show?
Yes, which I watched a chunk of it, and I was like, this is fucking phenomenal, by the way. So if anyone hasn't watched that, go watch it.
Oh, I'm glad.
Because I love the 2 of you guys as characters, as people, as me and Bateman are tight too. So you said something, I believe you said, if my dream job would be being a Schmoedown manager, like if I could have one job the rest of my life, it would be a Schmoedown manager.
No, I said it's like the closest thing so far because I get to perform and act. I love doing it.
So I'm sorry, were you saying this is your favorite capacity of what you do as a performer, entertainer?
One of them, yeah, totally.
Because I thought he said that though. Didn't he say that? You told him that?
Wait, say it again.
I thought it was like you said, if I could do anything, my favorite thing I do as far as
what he said to me was, he was like, because I want to be an actress. And he was
Right.
like, I would think that the Whirl Girls, the show that you started on your channel, is closer to that. And I was like, well, really, the closest thing I do to my dream right now is the Schmoedown, because I get
Your
to go out
dream.
there,
That's it.
and put on a
Your dream.
character. Yeah.
Okay, so I was talking to a friend of mine. It was my writing partner, as a matter of fact. We're writing a screenplay actually for a company called House Fire Management. It's a brother and sister action comedy thing. But he was laughing. He's like, Jesus, you're getting serious with this Schmoedown shit. You got all these posts and videos. I go, buddy, if I could be a professional wrestling manager by night and screenwriter by day, that would be my dream job. So when you said that shit, it was like literally the same thing I'm thinking. Like, if I could just do this for a career,
awesome. It's so fun.
That's a slam dunk.
We're just like fucking with our friends.
Totally.
And
putting on a show and making people laugh. Happy. Yeah, exactly.
It's our own double feature.
Dynamite drop-in, dynamite tie-in. Wait a minute, callback, dynamite callback. That's the word I was looking for.
You and your writing of the scripts. Weston in here says, what do you think Roka's chances are in the Star Wars League?
I mean, I think he'll do good, but I don't think he's going to finish strong. Is he in the Star Wars tournament? Did Gucci enter him?
I don't think so, because wouldn't he be entering Laura Kelly? No. Is Laura Kelly theirs? Or
I don't know who he's entering in that tournament.
I think, or no, who's the girl? No,
all I know is
they don't have Laura Kelly. I thought they had somebody.
He's got the Barbarian going in the Inner Geekdom tournament. I know that much. Craig the Barbarian.
Oh, Dimolanta. It's Dimolanta. He has Dimolanta. That's got to be who he's putting in.
Right. Oh, fuck. Sorry. Right.
So I don't think that he'll be in it. But
I got Wit going.
Well, I have Quevedo now. I can say it. So it's interesting to think about, because Dan, Roka, and Riley have all expressed interest in IG, Star Wars. Those are some of the top players.
Wait, and Merle is going into IG.
So I said Dan.
Oh, sorry,
Roka, Dan. Yeah, Merle, Roka, and Riley. But Merle put out a post on the Schmoedown page saying that he's not going to do IG for the tournament.
He doesn't want to get beat by Robert Parker. So I get it.
I think he just feels he's not ready yet. And I think that quarantine has made a lot of people feel they're not ready yet. But my thought process with these tournaments, I don't know. You tell me how you feel. I just need to rack up some points.
Fucking ain't right.
That I'm thinking about this match by fucking
That's
match.
why tournaments are great, because you can get your points back. Because you and I are down at the bottom of the fucking barrel.
I know.
This is a good way. And your team is programmed for a Star Wars run now at your trade. Sucks you can't put your champion in there, though, man.
I asked. I called Christian.
Of course you're going to ask.
I called Christian and said, if we lay down the belt for every match, can we enter the tournament?
That's a ballsy move. He should have let you do that.
Yeah, but it didn't work for 15 other reasons that he laid out for me. That
only
made sense.
Tough broads from Massachusetts try and put a deal together like that.
I know. I didn't even talk to Damon about it, because I didn't want to talk to Damon about it until Christian said yes.
No, it's not Damon's call. It's your call.
Right. So, but I was like, I know he will dominate Star Wars, and if we can rack those points and he puts the belt on the line for every match, imagine watching that. Every match that belt is on the line.
That is a
but there was like 18
idea.
reasons it didn't work.
I mean, of course, I can think of a few, but we don't need to talk about that.
Yeah. So anyway, though, I'm actually excited about Quevedo, because
Quevedo, I heard, is a baller. I've heard good things.
Yeah, he's looking good. Well, these tournaments are gonna be fun. They're definitely gonna be fun.
They're gonna be cool.
Paul says, just did the Ed Harris NASA trilogy.
Oh,
Right Stuff, Apollo 13, Gravity was awesome. Wow, a trilogy.
Right Stuff is one of my. I watch 3 movies every year. The Right Stuff, Blade Runner, and Drive with Gosling. To me, I have to watch those 3 movies to kind of like. It's like a ritual.
Well, I definitely listened to that Drive soundtrack. Whoa,
that's a dope soundtrack. The Right Stuff is the best space movie of all time. I got nominated for an Academy Award. I don't think it won.
Really?
Yeah, it is a fucking phenomenal, because it's a true story of these rough and tumble test pilots who were the first people to go into space,
What year is it?
I'm going to guess 83, 82, maybe 82. Have someone chime in and tell me if I'm right. What year did The Right Stuff
Movie
come out?
release date.
1982. 1982. That's my guess.
All right, more questions for you. Robert McNeil says, "Hey Kaiser, first, what is it that you do for a living other than keeping random people in dungeons?" So that's the first part.
Why does he think I can talk about what I do for a living in an open forum?
The
You want me to
next
tell him the
part-
truth, though? You want me to tell
No,
him the truth?
don't tell him if you don't want to tell him. I'll say
You know
the
what?
next part
I
of
own
it.
a tow truck company. I own a tow truck company. A
Do
string
you
of tow trucks.
do you tow all of Tom's walkies?
I tow in Little Armenia, Little Korea, Little Italy, pretty much any
Little
town
anything.
that has a little in it. Little Panama. Speaking of
Alright.
Panama, you know what I did last night that I've never done since college?
Wait, I want to try to guess.
What did I do last night that I
That you
haven't
haven't
done
done
since
since
college? Now, there's a
college.
few factors to consider here. There's a quarantine.
Yep.
So likely I was home. Then again, I do live in the beach, so I could have gone.
I feel like this is a cooking thing, like a mac and cheese or
You're
like
warm. You're warm. You're
really?
getting warmer.
Cookie dough, eat like some kind
Getting
of
warmer with the food. I mean, you're just. I'll put it to you this way:
ramen.
if you're in Star Wars and you're firing that shot at the Death Star, you're on a good course.
Shit. Okay, tell me, what is it? What is it?
I ate an entire Red Baron pizza, the whole fucking thing.
Yeah. Sometimes
Okay,
you gotta do it.
6 months ago, I wouldn't have even thought about that. Okay, but because of what's going on, and I'm gonna tell you something. I woke up this morning with enough gas in me to power a small village in Panama. Okay, it was a bad idea.
Well, did you eat the lemon mixture that the fucking weasel
That
told
dumb
you about? Yeah.
The tripolar. No, I didn't have time this morning to
You
wake
gotta
up.
do it.
I did do my vitamins and I did get a quick coffee and I had to get a bunch of shit together before your show because 1 p.m. is an early call time for me. Okay, in this pandemic, I've been sleeping in like a motherfucker.
So many people tell me that when I ask them on this, they're like, "Do we have to do it at 1?" And I'm like, I know.
Well, I told you that I'm working on that show, and I'm, truth be told, to get back to the other guy's question, we can tell him I am a producer on a NASA documentary, and I can't really say much more than that. I'm a story producer, so I'm helping assemble it, and so when I can, I will tweet it out and I will post it to the fans so they can, because there's going to be it's in conjunction with an event happening at the end of the month. So I'm working on this documentary, and like, dude, the software that I'm using from home is like I got a fucking speak and spell and a lunchbox hooked up with jumper cables. Like when I'm in the office, when me and Smets are in the office working on these TV shows, we got all the power of a server, and we can, dude, this shit is like in slow motion. It's annoying as fuck. So
I had to, I mean, they know on the show, but like I got 2 different hotspots. One of them, they both cost me $200. One of them's $45 a month to add on, because like even trying to run this thing, it was all like glitchy, slow, because usually we're in massive studios. Like I'm trying to do this shit from my apartment.
you got it set up pretty quick though, didn't you?
I had to, because this is my livelihood. Like
right on.
That's
right. Well, you were ahead of the curve because right after Collider, you fucking set it right up, dude. You weren't playing games.
Well, I think that
you got a good fan base. They should be. I mean, who the hell doesn't want to tune in and listen to you talk shit for an hour? Like, that's why you were so great on Harloff's show. Like, you're just a good, you, Kate, Brent, like, dude, you guys could just jump on sight unseen, no prep, no nothing, and go.
Did you ever talk to him about being a regular on that show?
I talked to him about being a regular guest.
Yeah.
Like, but that we've never had that discussion, but sure, that would be something I'd be interested in. But I think, in my relationship with Harloff, I think that he can only take me in certain doses.
You want to know what? Same. He can definitely only take me in certain doses. We've talked about it before.
Because we're loose cannons, that's why.
And also, I certainly step to him more than other people do. And I think he loves that, and he knows it makes good content. But also, when it's your own network and you can decide, like, I don't want to be fucked with today. Like, can I just not have somebody come on and fuck with me today? And I'm never going to not fuck with him. And he knows.
Dude, when you're a professional ball breaker, you're going to get fucked with, and you're going to, it's like, that's what we do. That's what our characters do. That's why we always go back and forth. What was great is in the beginning, you and I didn't really know each other. So a lot of that water. But a lot of that shit was like, okay, I don't know you. You don't know me. You're a big swinging dick. You got a big mouth. So like we were fucking with each other without really knowing each other. And that we became fast friends. You know what I mean?
Because you remember one of the first things we did was you came to my birthday.
Right.
It was like so quick in.
After
I was
that
like, "You're coming to the party." You were like,
yeah,
"I'm not coming out tonight." I was like, "You're coming to the party," and you had that fucking
fucked up date.
that situation. You were upset about that.
I came right to you and started ranting. I'm like, all right, let's get a shot.
You were we
don't
bummed.
even talk about that. It was just a bad date. All right,
bad dates suck.
Discuss my fucking bad dates. I don't want to talk about that shit.
What are you talking about?
Get the Bachelor on the show if you want to talk about bad dates. What's his name? Hayburn.
Oh, Haben.
Yeah,
Jared. Who you're talking about?
Jared.
Don't disrespect Jared by calling him Hayburn.
I'm breaking his balls.
Jared. Hey, you burn. Hey, you burn.
Boss,
the next day.
Can I ask you a question?
What
part of Massachusetts are you from?
I'm from Newton, Massachusetts.
I know where the fuck Newton is. I know Lowell. I know Springfield.
Yeah.
I know Plymouth. I used to tour with a rock band that went all through there. I
grew up half the time in Plymouth. My dad had a house in Plymouth. We actually sold it this year. It was
pretty out there,
crushing. But the guy I lost my virginity to was from Plymouth.
Yeah.
He was the boy next door there.
Was that like your family summer house deal?
Yeah, but I became very close with a lot of people there, so I would go there like all throughout the year, even though we had no AC, no heat, because it was like a little
muggy as shit.
It was like a little shack.
That's like the Thousand Islands up, where I'm from, in New York, like same situation.
Yeah, but it was devastating. We had to sell it this year, and I was like gutted about it because my mom had made the whole house and was like, but that shit's like, what are you gonna do? Like, when you need to, you need to.
You got to look at the world like this, Roxy. Even the pyramids in Egypt are going to be fucking dust someday. So it's hard to get attached to things. You have all that sentimental. It's good to be sentimental and emotional to a degree, right? Because time is going to keep passing.
What do you think is the thing that is tangible, the thing that you own or could touch that is the most important to you on the planet?
Fucking hell.
This is you.
I'm like looking for something like that my dad left me or something, like,
it's such a hard question, right? Like,
I guess technically speaking, the one thing that stands out, my dad was a Major League Baseball umpire. Hold on, I got a picture of him right here. Look at this shit. Look at this guy.
Oh my God.
Look at the size of this man. 6'3", 280 pounds.
Wait, how tall are you?
Not 6'3". So that's my dad in the front. He's getting bug spray sprayed on him by another umpire, Larry Barnett. My dad did 2 World Series, the whole 9.
No way.
Yeah, you look up the word.
I knew he did that because Christian.
You look up the word umpire in the dictionary, and that's the picture. So growing up, you wonder why I turned out the way I did, because my dad was a fucking umpire. I do a bit about that in my stand-up on Ellis's set. I did the Ellis show in Vegas.
Yeah, wait, somebody's talking about that right now.
I did a whole bit about growing up with an umpire for a dad. Oh, he saw it. Homeboy saw it.
NFL Caleb, hey Kaiser, great seeing your stand up in here in Vegas.
This is my first time doing it in 2 years. First time doing it in 2 years.
How'd it go? How'd you feel about it?
Well, it was a small crowd, sadly, because COVID was just starting to kick in. So nobody was in Vegas. Vegas looked like fucking, a bomb went off. There were still people around, but you could tell everybody was tripping, so there wasn't a big crowd. I felt good about just being able to get through my set. Like, I'm a storyteller, Roxy, so I'm not like Ellis is like a joke-o-matic, bang, bang, bang. He's like a computer program. You're
not trying to get like a joke per second. You're trying to tell a story. Yeah.
So I need a bigger crowd for that, but I feel okay about it. I'll send you a link to some shit. But to get back to your point, the reason I showed the picture of my dad, he left me. He's passed now. He left me his Major League gold card. It's literally a gold metal card that gets me into any ballpark in the country +1. So it's a Major League gold pass. But I can't get into like the World Series. I can't get
any regular season game.
I could fly to Milwaukee tomorrow if they had a game and get in. You know what I mean?
What?
Just like that. Yeah.
As often as you want?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know.
I got it somewhere. Do you want me to grab it? You want to see it?
Yeah, kinda.
For real?
Yeah, is that annoying?
No.
No, I want to see this. And also, John, I see you in here asking about Kaiser's pig. I don't know. I saw that picture. I have questions about the pig situation too. I really don't know what's happening there. We'll ask him. I'll try to get to the bottom of it.
All right.
What do you got?
I'm getting it, you fucker. You're so impatient.
No, I'm not impatient. I'm curious, like a cat. Meow.
Look at this. It's literally like the Willy Wonka Gold Pass. You see that?
That is unreal.
I'm not leaving it up too long because I don't need nobody getting the serial numbers.
Yeah, but that is incredible. I love that.
Yeah, pretty rock and roll. I'd say so. That's the most tangible.
Have you ever lost anything that it gave you?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Me too. And it's that's the
fucking
worst.
Yeah.
You just want to like.
No matter how cool what you have is.
Yeah.
Whatever you lost is more important.
It just sucks. That shit sucks. Unrelated to that, though, I do want to ask you because it came up while you were gone. Do you have a pig?
Mm-hmm.
It just lives in your house?
We have a backyard too, so we got a whole like sand pit for him in the back. You know, I live at the beach, so we got a little whole area for him. But yeah,
I saw him in a picture.
Kate posted I was texting with Kate yesterday, and she's like, "Send me a picture of the pig."
It's fucking crazy.
So I sent her the picture, and then she posted on Twitter. She put breaking news: Kaiser offers fucking Piggy Smalls for Ben Goddard or whatever. Was her tweet.
Wait, all right, going back.
But his name is Piggy Smalls. Yeah.
Piggy Smalls is incredible. Going back to your dad for a second, so even though it has his name on it, it doesn't matter that you use it?
No, you want to know why? On my license, it says John Kenneth. Okay? He was Kenneth John. So I just say, I go by John. I go by my middle name. You know what I mean? That's how I flip it. I use Jedi mind tricks.
That's kind of dope.
No, I go by my middle name, Ken.
I love that. All right, more things.
I think they think I'm my dad when I don't think they think he's dead yet. So when I come walking up, I think they just think I'm him.
Wait, I have so many situations.
I seriously think they think people like, oh, Ken Kaiser, the umpire, like he's not dead. Like I think they think I'm him.
I mean, why the fuck not? When life gives you lemons, make lemonade is legit one of my favorite sayings because like, what are you going to do? Not use it? Like that's the only thing that you can do.
What's it going to sit in a folder?
Yeah.
You sit on the shelf.
I want to be your plus one for a game. Why?
You go to a Dodger game? No, I'll take you a Dodger game.
When the Sox come out here?
Yeah, for sure. It might be standing room because that's always a big sellout, but we'll get seats at some point. Just got to get in the door.
If we ever can even frickin' go.
I'll put it to you this way. We'll get in the door. So.
That's all I care about, but I don't know when the next time we're going to be able to go to a massive stadium game is.
2021. As soon as they develop antidote for this bullshit, then you'll be able to go back.
Vaccine.
Yeah, vaccine.
Yeah. All right, going in here. PLD. I know both Roxy and Kaiser love music, so come up with a top 5 rock vocalists of all time. Damn.
Easy
top
for me.
5.
Number
we got to
one.
come up with it together.
All right, so you go first.
All right, but no, who's your number 1? I'll see what I agree with.
We're gonna go back and forth, so you get.
Well,
to pick.
I don't know who my top 5 are. I can just tell you who I love the most.
Right, let's go. Let's start at the top and go down. Who's your number 1 favorite vocalist of all time?
I don't know. Right, I can't say of all time, but
it can change tomorrow. What are you feeling right now?
Currently, Chris Cornell would probably take my number 1
good.
spot.
That's a solid pick. I'm gonna say Ozzy Osbourne.
He's great too. I think both of them can be in our top 5. He didn't say we had to rank them.
No, put another one in. You're right. In no particular order. All right, who's next? We'll trade. You go next.
I mean, it's hard because it's my favorite band, but Anthony Kiedis.
Right on. Okay.
I
like the band more than the vocalist.
Yeah, I know. I feel you, but like what he does for me, but I don't know that he's a top 5 vocalist.
I like Sam Cooke. You know Sam Cooke?
Yeah, of course I know Sam Cooke, darling. You send me. Sam Cooke.
It'd be Ozzy and Sam Cooke are my 2 favorites.
Are you going to put him in the top 5 rock vocalists? Oh my God.
No, I would include Sam Cooke in rock because he sang rock music.
Yeah, it's got to be Springsteen. We got to put Springsteen in there.
Yeah, you can't not put Springsteen. You ever seen him live?
Yeah, the last thing I ever did with my mom, we went.
Really?
She went to like 56 of his shows, traveled to everywhere. She was a Jersey girl. Yeah, she was
that tracks.
The only story that I ever hear about my childhood is when I was like few weeks old. We were up at the Beverly Glen Center because I was born in LA.
Yeah, you're an LA kid. You're an LA kid.
Boston, but I was born here.
Right.
And my mom saw Bruce Springsteen, and it was 105 degrees outside, and she didn't give a flying fuck that I was a baby. She closed those car doors.
Sure.
She locked me in the car, and she went right over to Bruce.
That's what rock and roll chicks do.
So everybody's like, good. She didn't care. But that's like one of my favorite stories. I love Bruce.
She met Bruce. She went up to him and got to talk to him.
Met him a few times because she literally traveled to everywhere to see him. Yeah, the only time I ever saw him live was Boston.
With your mom.
With my mom.
Did he play for 3.5 hours?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen anything like that in your life? A man put on a 3.5-hour concert? I've never seen anything like that. Only Bruce.
Yeah, it really is. A lot of people in the chat, Freddie Mercury. Yeah, I mean, how do you, Eric Clapton?
Freddie would be next. So I'd go probably Ozzy. I'll go Sam Cooke. Freddie would definitely, in no particular order. So
Cornell at least.
Cornell is probably 4.
And then we'll call it a day.
Yeah, call it a day.
That was pretty much good enough. Wow. We could talk rock and roll for a whole stream.
Jesus. Set it up. We'll do a whole music thing. Me, Ellis, and Miss Movies did a whole music episode on her Schmoedown Best Friends. Because me and Brienne did a 30-day music challenge where we sent each other a song every day based on a topic. A song that reminds you of someone you'd rather forget. A song about the sun, a song with a person's name in it, a song with...
What is your song about somebody you'd rather forget?
It was Beastie Boys. She's crafty. She's crafty. And she's just my type. She's crafty. Like, yeah, of course. God. The ones you want to forget are the craftiest ones.
Yeah, that's completely true. Weston in here says, it's Roycer time. That's our ship name, I guess, if you take Roxy and Kaiser. All right. Because apparently putting K and Oxy together is a bad idea, Coxy.
Kaiser.
The concept of Schmoedown school has been brought up. Dagnino Stock said he'd teach a class about persona. What would you teach a class in Schmoedown school?
I think absolutely Gucci would be a great professor of persona.
What would you do?
I would teach the writing class. I teach these little flunkies how to write promos, how to be, you know what I mean? So I teach a writing class.
You got to talk to Robert Parker.
About what?
Promos.
Oh, all right.
I told him.
You being critical?
I told him.
You're just looking out for him.
I'm looking out for him. I like the kid.
He could take a few tips from you.
Here's the thing.
You'd have been a great manager for him. Let's be real. If he wasn't with me, you and him would have fucking lit it up together.
He's so endearing, but he cracks that smile mid promo.
He loves the game, man. I know. That's natural.
I know.
If you love the game, fucking let it shine. He loves to compete. He loves to play. He loves that world. And he's like, Smets is the same way. They love to play. They love to compete. You can't deny them. It's their job to love the game and the sport and be the best at it. It's my job to be an asshole. And that's the end of it.
All right. Well, it's not the end of the show because we have so many questions for you. Are you ready? We got to get some of these in.
Is this the lightning round? Rocks.
Are you
the lightning round?
Glenn says, hello, Roxy Kaiser. Happy Saturday. Thanks for joining Roxy virtually and hanging out with us today. Kaiser, glad to have the leader of the dungeon in the Rockstars band too. Who's your favorite wrestler and what's your favorite wrestling match of all time?
Favorite wrestlers are the Legion of Doom, Hawk and Animal. They are the greatest tag team. Remember the Hawk and Animal with the shoulder pads, spiked shoulder pads, and face paint? You're not a wrestling chick. I forgot about that.
I actually really like wrestling, but I'm not a wrestler. Like I'm not knowledgeable.
I was friends with these guys. I still am. I still talk to Animal. So my dad used to be a wrestler when he was in the minor leagues in the late 60s. When they were still wrestling in American Legion halls, like before Vince McMahon turned it into an arena.
Your dad seems like the freaking man.
So he became friends with Bobby Heenan, who's my favorite manager of all time.
Well, I know Heenan.
And it was a personal friend of my dad's and very close with him and his daughter. Like I know the family. Yeah, he was a good friend of the family, and he inspired me to be fun. Like he's the funniest human being I've ever watched perform on the television and watched perform and work a room. And so I was more inspired by Bobby Heenan than I'd say Eddie Murphy and Bobby Heenan inspired me more than anybody to try and be funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's the answer to that in the Legion of Doom.
Saint Pussy Lips DDS says, sure.
Sure. Does that mean he's a dentist? He's a pussy dentist? Is that what that means?
Saint Pussy Lips DDS is dentist. DDS?
DDS is dentist.
I don't know if I want a dentist named Pussy Lips in my mouth.
It sounds like a good James Bond villain, Pussy Lips.
He says, I love y'all.
SpongeBob character.
I hope to see a Kaiser and Dagnino show, but I don't know how many apologizes Christian will have to make to the LAPD if that happens.
Well, me and Gucci are going to do a late night show
Thursday night. Starting? Do you guys announce that?
It's announced that we're going to do late night with Gucci and Kaiser on the Finstock Network. It won't be till after May because I'm working on the NASA documentary.
Right.
But we're going to start producing it soon.
Good. Johnny 5 for life. What are both of your thoughts on Tom Cruise working out a deal with the NASA and
That's crazy. I saw that.
Film a movie in space. Also, do you believe that Cruise will eventually be killed doing one of these crazy stunts? For me, I hope not. A lot of action movies are great. What do you think about this?
Tom Cruise, I think, is the greatest action hero in the history of cinema. Don't even come to me with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Don't come to me with Stallone. This guy climbs buildings. He straps himself to the side of a plane. He's like Harold Lloyd and Charlie Chaplin of our era. He does it all. Like Jackie Chan's probably the closest.
It's not comparable to other people.
Exactly.
It's not the same profession.
He's in a league all his own.
It's a completely different league.
I think he's just looking for a free ride to space. And he's like, you know what I'll do? I'll make a movie. And that way SpaceX and everybody will pay for it. And I get to go up because he's fearless.
Yeah.
Will he die doing one of his stunts? More than likely.
I think yes.
And if he does, then he's probably going to die happy because a dude like that, if he's not pushing the envelope, you know what I mean? He's not doing his job. I almost got in a fight at Dodger Stadium because Tom Cruise was there and they put him up on the board like, hey, and he was standing in the outfield. You know, he wasn't sitting in a seat. And I started clapping. I'm like, oh, Tom Cruise is my buddies. I'm the greatest action hero ever. And he's like, Tom Cruise is they said some really fucking in that shit. I can separate screen and religion. Like, I'm not down with Scientology, but I'm down with cinema. So like, I don't care about that shit. But he said some shit, and I turned around and like we were almost gonna fucking throw blows. And my buddy, a Boston kid, Mike Scalfani, 6'3", 280-pound goon from Belmont, had to pull me off the guy.
No way.
Because what was getting out? We didn't get to it, but you know what I mean. Like he pulled me back. He's like, "Let's go get a beer. Let's just get the fuck out of here." Like, because the guy was just being a smart ass, you know.
Yeah, I know. And like, here's the thing. I think some things I can't separate. There's some people who have done things that means I can't watch them. Like I have a really, really fucking hard time watching like a Kevin Spacey, or there's some people where I just can't. But with Scientology, I think it's stupid as shit.
Yeah, it's science fiction.
But he hasn't done something that makes me watch and feel like
he seems like a fucking great dude. Like, here's the thing: I used to work for Morgan Freeman for like 5 years. So
when that,
right when I got out of film school.
How's he?
He's awesome. I love the man. I could tell you Morgan's story. Save another hour, we could tell Morgan's stories. But I went to the premiere of Oblivion because Morgan made that. I think it was Joseph Krasinski, the kid who did Tron, directed it, and I never got to meet Cruise. I was so pissed. I was like, this is where I'm going to meet the dude. Like, because I think he's one of the baddest actors of all time, you know?
Yeah.
But I never got to meet him, but.
Yeah. And also like there's more Elizabeth Moss. I'm a massive fan of hers. And same thing. So it's a weird conversation.
It's a real sidetrack to the Tom Cruise. It always sidetracks you.
I know.
An anomaly.
No. All right. Glenn has food-related questions for you. He always has these food-related questions for people. There's 4 of them.
Glenn has food-related questions.
He does.
I love it.
His first one is, what is your favorite meal to have when you're feeling down?
It would be from certainly the Italian cookbook. You know, my mother's full-blood Italian. I'm half German, half Italian, but the hungry half is the Italian half. Eggplant parmesan, if it's made the right way, is my favorite dish.
You prefer eggplant parm to chicken parm?
100%. It's because it's made a very specific way. We cut it very thin, and then we beat it with a mallet.
Yeah, I know.
you know, I don't got to get into it, but I can make the best. My mother makes it the best. Her mother made it the best. I do pretty good with it. That's my number one.
Okay. Question 2 about food. Favorite breakfast food?
I like a bacon, egg, and cheese. Real simple.
Damn.
On an English muffin.
Ooh, that's the twist.
Yep.
Favorite dessert?
Dark chocolate. You could eat it for days.
Just like
simple.
a bar?
Just dark fucking chocolate all day.
And
or a Shamrock Shake from McDonald's.
What's that?
Never had a Shamrock Shake?
No.
In March, they do these fucking mint chocolate chip shakes that are fucking incredible.
Hate mint and anything that isn't gum toothpaste.
You don't like chocolate and mint?
Mint to me, I've had Thin Mints before because I was a Girl Scout until I was 18 years old.
I love Thin Mints.
But to me, mint is supposed to be spit out, not swallowed. It gives me a weird gag reflex.
All right, this transitions to a good Morgan Freeman story. When I was working for him on my birthday, they all knew in the office I loved Shamrock Shakes. So they had like sent me out on a run. This is like LA, you know what I mean, year 3 or whatever. I was still probably the office manager. I started out as an intern. I became his office manager. Long story short, I worked my way up to associate producer. I was working on Through the Wormhole, his Discovery Channel or his Science Channel show, yada, yada.
So this is in the middle of that.
This is like in the middle of that shit. And I come back to the office after like Morgan needs this or whatever, this and that. And so I went out, came back. They had 30 Shamrock Shakes stacked on the kitchen, right? And they had 2 bottles of Knob Creek bourbon.
Oh my God.
Because they knew I'm a bourbon dude. And we all drank Shamrock Shakes in Morgan's office. And Morgan's like, Kaiser, you know I don't eat McDonald's. I'm like, well, you're going to eat this McDonald's because it has bourbon in it.
You put bourbon in the Shamrock Shakes?
Absolutely, we did. And so I got a picture of me and Morgan drinking Shamrock Shakes with bourbon.
Way.
Yeah, I'll find it. Let me write it down. I'll find it and send it to you.
I need to see it. That's amazing.
I could probably post it.
That's freaking amazing.
He was the man. He treated me like fucking gold. Like, I owe my entire career to that dude.
What happened that you had to leave? Can you say?
Yeah, I can totally say. I grew out of the job. Like, you can only be an assistant producer so long that I started getting bigger jobs and I worked at Omaze, you know, Omaze that does all the celebrity charity.
Yeah.
You know, so I shot videos with Matt Damon and Affleck and, you know.
Who's your favorite of all the people you met?
Easily, I'm not biased when I say Morgan because, but I'll say someone outside of Morgan as well. But let me just tell you what, you know, I owe Morgan everything, but he's just legitimately the greatest dude I've ever sat down with and had a conversation with, that I've drank with. He's just natural. He's a Mississippi boy. Underneath, he's cinema royalty, but underneath all that, he's just a guy's guy. And I love. If
you saw him out at a restaurant, would you go say hi?
I'd kiss him on the cheek.
Oh,
I've known, and I'm telling you, I was with him. We still keep in touch. I text him on his birthday all the time. You know, we're not out of touch. We see each other at Producers Guild events. Like, that's my guy. So yes, I'm biased because he gave me my whole career in this town, but he's also that great of a guy.
How did you get the gig with him?
Dude, I randomly. So I used to work at PBS Television in Rochester, New York.
Okay.
And then once I realized, like, and then I started working for a sales company, and then I got out of that, and I went to film school at San Diego State, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And when it was time to leave San Diego State and come to LA, I had to find a gig. And, like, obviously, you know, Rox, the only gigs you get are internships for people who want you to work for free, unless you get, like, a PA job. But
yeah. So
I was a bartender. I was making money bartending, hustling in, you know, for, like, big events. You know what I mean? Like, I did the Emmys. I did this.
Totally.
I
have a lot of friends who did that.
I did all that shit. And on a whim, I just sent an email. I said, I see you're looking for interns over at Morgan's company. It's called Revelations Entertainment. I said, oh, it'd be cool to work for Morgan Freeman. Like, that's like, to me, he's like up there with Clint Eastwood, Paul Newman, you know, greatest of all time.
Best ever.
Greatest of all time. And I got there, and the dude who was interviewing me is like, you got this resume producing videos at PBS, and you got a master's degree, this and that. Why are you looking for an internship? I'm like, because I don't know anybody in this town. And it sounds like a pretty goddamn good deal to work for Morgan Freeman 2 days. I go, buddy, I bartend. I'll make my money to pay the rent. I just need to get a foot in the door and start working.
Yeah.
5 years later, I'm an associate producer on Through the Wormhole for the Science Channel. Like, it was crazy.
That's so wild. Oh,
But the nicest guy I ever met in my experiences, you said who's the coolest?
yeah.
Is either Daniel Craig or Daniel Craig or Matt Damon. Two coolest. It'd be tough for me to split down the middle because I like both of them for different reasons. But Damon gives everybody in the room the time of day, takes pictures with everyone, jokes around, doesn't act like a big deal. Guy's guy. Here's your boy, obviously Boston guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Totally sociable and was the nicest dude in the world. And Craig, because Craig's like the British version of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
what did you work with him on?
I did Omay's videos. So one was for Daniel Craig's charity, which was helping underfunded kids go to college. And then one was for Matt Damon's charity, which was water.org. So Damon's trying to bring clean water.
Yeah.
So you can go on my Vimeo page and see the Matt Damon video. Flash it on the screen, Jake. What did I tell you it was? John Kaiser / Vimeo.com /John Kaiser. You can see a couple of my Omay's videos.
Is that where your radio show is too?
Yes, that's what a radio show is.
Got to go over there. Why are you using Vimeo, not YouTube?
Because I feel like it's easier to fly under the radar with copyright shit.
We need you to stop flying under any radars.
No, but YouTube can take it down because I'm using copyrighted music.
No, they demonetize it.
So you're saying it can go on YouTube without being taken down?
You just can't make money off of it.
Oh, fuck. I didn't know that. Well, then I'll start.
For the music part
I'm not trying to make money off it. I'm trying to make a fucking radio show.
You let me know, guys. You let me know. I'm pretty sure you're allowed to use it. You just demonetizes it unless you're using footage of a TV show or something.
Thank you, Jake. Happy birthday. That pink lower third suits you well, Jake.
I put that for everybody.
He's probably wearing a pink Adidas jumpsuit right now, knowing him.
Oh my God, knowing you. Glenn says, Kaiser, here's one of my favorite questions to ask Roxy's guests. If you could pick any superpower or special ability, what would it be? And he gives examples. You want his examples or no?
I mean, this is one obvious one.
It's going to be flying?
It's going to be flying. Who the fuck doesn't want to fly? I mean, first of all, I got a whole heights issue, afraid of heights.
Really?
If I could, to a degree. I wouldn't say I'm afraid. I just don't like it. I don't like being suspended in air. I like my feet on the ground. That said, dude, I'm not going to not go fly to Japan because I don't like to be in, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'll try and get real drunk and fall asleep.
Yeah, I feel
But I'd say fly. I mean, who doesn't want to fly?
I want to teleport.
Wait, hold on. I'll be right back on that note.
What the fuck just even happened? He stopped caring about us. He goes, I'll be right back. And it sounded like glass was shattering. Let me know about the Vimeo thing, actually, because I've been wondering about that for a while. I'm pretty sure you're just not allowed to make money off of it, but I don't want to steer him wrong. Imagine if I told him to put his shit up on YouTube and then it got taken.
You like how I just teleported the fuck out of that interview?
Is that what you were just doing?
Roxy? No, they're fixing the fucking water line in front of my house. So they're knocking on the door to let us know when the water's getting turned off. So I just fucking deal with this bullshit on a Saturday.
This fucking bullshit on a Saturday is fucking bullshit. All right, let's get back in here. Weston says, after your epic Schmoedown match against Smets, who are your top 3 opponents to face next if you were to return? And what's the Schmoedown match you'd like to referee?
Ooh, well, I don't really care. I'll referee anything. Just tell me who's competing. Just tell me where to be and what time, and I don't give a shit who it is. It could be Bibiani versus the Kid for all I know. I mean, I would probably like to see maybe Roca and Dagnino in a Schmoedown. I'd like to ref that one because I love both dudes for different reasons.
Yeah, they're both
and hate both of them for different reasons. So I'd be perfect. They both suck. Exactly. What was the other fucking question?
He asked about who are your top 3 opponents to face next?
I'd like to see Robert Parker take on Dan Merle in the IG, would be my number 1. And then number 2 would be a rematch, Zipper versus Stacey Howard. Actually, let me flop that. Rematch, Zipper versus Stacey.
All Schmoedown.
Oh, I thought he meant what match do I want to see in the Schmoedown? That's a better question.
Yeah, I think so.
If I could have 2 matches tomorrow, it'd be rematch, Zipper. Let's say 3 matches. Rematch, Zipper versus Stacey.
Yep.
Parker versus Merle in the IG. And I would like to see Kalinowski, Smets 3. Like, that'd be my 3 favorite matches. If I could program 3 matches tomorrow.
Sips tea. Glenn says, thanks for giving us a great show today, Roxy and Kaiser. 2 thumbs up. Here's my last question. Do you have any old sports events, MLB, NBA, NFL, etc., that you've been revisiting to keep yourself entertained during this time? And are you watching Last Dance on ESPN?
That's a great fucking question. I'm waiting for my buddy to give me his YouTube so I can watch The Last Dance because I'm a YouTube TV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I told him I'd pay him half for it. This is my best friend growing up, Mike Picciotti, for known him since around the block in Rochester, New York. Waiting for him for Picciotti to send me the fucking code. So I can't wait to watch because I'm a big 80s, 90s NBA guy. It's
awesome so far.
I can't fucking wait.
Really great, yeah.
What sporting event I've been revisiting? It's funny he asked that question. It's a great question. I've been watching.
You have been?
Yes, I'm watching the old home run derbies from Major League Baseball. Yeah, so I'm watching like Ken Griffey Jr. versus Cecil Fielder. And me and Griffey Jr. were buddies too, so I like watching the old.
What do you mean?
Me and him used to play hoops together. Shit.
Are you serious?
Ken Griffey Jr.'s dad, Ken Griffey Sr., used to bring Griffey to the ballpark when he was a kid. My dad would bring me to the ballpark when I was a kid. He was always older, but I always used to see him fucking around behind the scenes. Then one day he turned 18 and he was making $9 million. And dude, I'll tell you, I've told this story before. I've told this story before. In Toronto at the Sky Dome, where the Toronto Blue Jays play, the umpire's dressing room and the visiting team's dressing rooms are right next door to each other. So when Seattle would come to Toronto was like only 3 hours from Rochester. We could get there real quick, drive up. So me and my college buddies drive up there at the time. My dad was working a series versus Toronto versus Seattle. So we're sitting in the dressing room, drinking beer, whatever. All of a sudden, Ken Griffey Jr. walks in with a basketball in his hand. He's like, "What's up, guys?" My friends just fucking jaws drop. Like, first of all, how does he know you? And second of all, how is he going to incorporate this basketball into the conversation? Like, they literally fucking died. Me and Griffey Jr. walk out of the umpire's dressing room. They have a basketball hoop set up because in the 7th inning, they wheel it out and bring some fan out of the stands. One lucky fan's going to shoot baskets to win Blue Jays bullshit.
Yeah.
So Griffey's fucking 19, 20, whatever. He wants to play horse. His nickname was the Kid because he legitimately was a kid. That's another one who never acted bigger than his ego, was always a cool dude. Me and him are playing horse. Next thing you know, Lou Piniella, the manager of the Mariners, former New York Yankee, real asshole. But him and my dad were buddies. He comes walking out of the thing. He sees Ken Griffey Jr. jumping off a John Deere tractor midair. He goes, "Backboard." You know what I mean? No look. Nails it. And Piniella starts yelling. He goes, "Get the fuck off that tractor. Stop fucking around with Kaiser's kid. Get your ass in the dressing room. If you break your fucking leg playing horse." He was pissed. So dude literally walked by me like we're 8 years old and shit. He hands me the basketball. He goes, "Sorry, guys, I got to go." I'm like, yeah, I get it. You kind of got to go fucking play a game. You know what I mean? But that's the kind of shit I grew up with.
You must have been the coolest kid ever to your friends that were with you. They must have died.
They were pretty. I got a picture of us all standing together too. Me, Griffey, and my buddies from college. I'm wearing a Che Guevara Rage Against the Machine. Like nothing's changed. I'll dig that one out too. But yeah, dude, he was a great dude, man. I was at his first All-Star game, and it was just crazy because you're talking about a kid who used to be able to hang out at the ballpark and no one gave a shit who you were. Now everybody wants a piece of you. So fame was very hard for him early on.
You've been around because of your dad and then because of yourself in the entertainment industry. You've just been around celebrities your whole life, it seems like. Is there anybody that you've ever been starstruck or what the fuck do I say to this person with?
That's a good question. Because I figure I mean, I didn't get to meet him, but I was in the same universe. I was standing next to him, Clint Eastwood. I was just kind of that's like Jesus Christ walking through the room.
Yeah,
I didn't get to have any words with him, but I'm like, that's fucking Clint Eastwood. Quentin Tarantino is my favorite director, but when I met him, I just started talking to him like I knew him for 10 years. You know what I mean? And started breaking his balls. And so, you know, he was great to me too. Tarantino was so cool to me when I met him. But
what did you meet him for?
I was an intern at Lawrence Bender Productions. You remember Lawrence Bender produced?
No.
Okay, so Lawrence Bender produced all of Tarantino's movies up to Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, okay.
That was the last one. They were partners. You know, he helped get Reservoir Dogs made. So I had been out of the intern game. You know, I'm like starting to work now. But my buddy goes, I get you an internship at Lawrence Bender Productions. I'm like, if this means I'm going to get to fucking meet and hang with Tarantino and those guys, I'm in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I met him at a Memorial Day party that Lawrence Bender was throwing. And then I ended up bouncing at the front door because I was still an intern, and I threw the ShamWow guy out of the fucking party because he was being an asshole.
What did he do?
He was trying to get into the party, and they had a limit on how many people could get in. So he was with this hot model who had a +1. Well, the hot model showed up with her hot friend, and then ShamWow and his douchebag buddy. So ShamWow tries to give me $100 to get in the fucking door. I go, sorry, buddy, I don't know if you know this, but Quentin Tarantino can get me a little further in this town than your $100. I put it back in his pocket, sent the asshole on his way. He was a dipshit.
$100 to fuck up your.
I think I told that story on SEN. I told that story on Harloff's show.
I missed it. I'm getting all the stories for the first time right now for me.
Well, it's easy when me and you get talking. We could talk for 3 hours. It'd be like the Jerry Lewis telethon.
I know, but we have to get out of here. But we'll do a part 2 at some point.
Well, you got to keep them wanting more, Rox.
Closing out on this, any final things that you want to say, Schmoedown related? Because I know we started talking about it, then we kind of veered away. But like, I know Monday is the day for free agents. You making moves? Are you playing anything? Don't tell us what, but tease us a little.
I mean, look, I reached out to someone based on someone's recommendation, and I have some dialogue going with someone who seems like they want to play in the dungeon. We'll see. That's a free agent pickup. Then I was talking to somebody else to gauge what their future was going to be in the Schmoedown. They are a veteran, and you know, I don't know if it's going to work out.
How many spots do you have on your team right now?
Well, since I dropped Villalobos, I got one spot.
You got one open spot.
And I heard Chris Jericho is now a free agent. And like, should I just try and go for him? Like, I mean, no one's even going to talk to this guy, but like Jericho should be with Team Kaiser. Like I heard that Jericho and Kevin Smith had beef. And if Jericho and Kevin Smith ever come to this league, you take Kevin Smith, I'll take Jericho. And you manage Smith and I'll manage Jericho, and we'll go head to head because that's the match everybody wants to see.
Interesting thoughts. People, there's a lot of free agents, and we'll see what happens. I know big announcements coming on Monday, so we'll see what happens then.
Is Monday pickup day?
Monday's pickup day. Monday is pickup day. I think it's Monday at 5.
Okay.
Might be Monday at 1. One of those two. It's either 1 or 5.
Well, I guess we'll see how that all plays out.
Yesterday, Christian was texting me because I had let him know I was debating dropping somebody. I ultimately didn't end up doing that because I traded away JT, so I was able to get Quevedo, so I didn't need to drop, and there was a whole thing. But I was down to the wire, and he's texting me 40 minutes before. What are you doing about it?
What are you doing? Yeah.
I have 40 minutes. Give me my 40 minutes. 10 minutes till. He was like, what's your deal? I was like,
I love how intense he is, man. You gotta love it.
Like, I need to know. And I was like, I have 1 minute. And then I figured it out, and I didn't end up dropping anybody. And then I said to him, so it gets to be 5 o'clock. I go, who dropped who? He said, well, I'm having a hard time putting out the graphic because this one person wouldn't fucking tell me until the last second. And I was like, hey, you said I had till 5. Game can always change up until that time.
Absolutely.
Every second I have. And
you might get a phone call, a text. Someone might give you a Western Union, with some information.
You don't know. Do something really stupid, smart, whatever. Also wanted to gauge your thoughts on this really quick before we get out. Sorry, I keep stalling here, but I have you. Sabrina seems to be the hot ticket right now. Sabrina is like being courted by all the people, and just so much Sabrina talk. What do you think about it?
Well, I noticed that when she put out her little message to the Schmoedown universe, like her hey managers, I'm available, and listed them. I wasn't on that list.
You weren't?
No. So my response to that is pound salt. Who needs you? I told Brad Gilmore, I don't go after nobody. Come tell me why you want to play for me.
I've said similar things. It's not that I don't go after anybody, but I'm never going to try to convince somebody.
Right. Unless you really want that person. There's special people.
Well, I'll explain why, but I'll never say like, I don't know. I will still try to, and like with Sabrina, you know, I talked to her and I was explaining like why I'd be a good fit. But at the end of the day, you don't want somebody on your team who doesn't want to be on your team.
Oh, fucking agreed.
Funny enough, 2 weeks ago, I booked Sabrina to be live at the Roxy on Monday.
Oh, cool. She's cool as fuck. You know, but
Monday she's gonna be here.
That's rock and roll. Yeah.
What happens there.
I think she's going to Kate. That's my guess.
I mean, she seems to be friendly with a lot of people on Kate's team, but what's Kate gonna do with her?
Don't know. Don't care.
Baller. All right. So one more time, Kaiser. I know you're working on a bunch of different.
Hey, wait, real quick.
Yeah, what?
You've never done stand-up, have you?
No, I've never done it.
You'd be fucking good.
You think so?
You remind me of Amy Schumer.
It's a nice.
You got that, like Amy just is ballsy. She's blonde. She's cute. She's rough around the edges. Like you would be the Amy Schumer. Like if we had to assign Schmoedown personalities to comedians, clearly I'd be Sam Kinison, and you would be you would be Amy Schumer.
I will take it. I'm noticing there's one more Streamlabs in here. Do you have time for one more question?
I got time. You can tell. You let me know when you want to go.
Wiley
I
Todd
still got tea in the cup.
Wiley Todd said, "Hey Roxy and Kaiser, can we please talk about one of the greatest soundtracks of all time, The Color of Money? I know you have that vinyl, Kaiser. I need to talk to you about that film, Kaiser, sometime. Do you have that vinyl?
Yeah, I think you guys can see it right there. Hold on. Whoop.
What are we on?
Right there. You see it?
Yeah.
You see it? Oh, see. Wait, let me go this way.
No, when you go that. Yeah.
See Paul Newman?
I see
and then on the other side is Easy Rider. No, I'm a big fan of that. What?
What are we in, your room?
Yeah. Was my home. This is my room / home office. I got the standing desk. I can't sit on my ass all day. I don't sit in a chair at about 9 p.m. I'm on my feet, you know, because I'm in front of 3 monitors working on this documentary. I got to be on my feet. But yes, great soundtrack. Scorsese movie, sequel to The Hustler, which is one of my other favorite movies. I mean, Paul Newman is literally my favorite actor of all time. So big fan. Big fan of yours, John Kaiser. Big fan of you, Roxy Stryer. Even though you are a masshole, I still love you.
I am. I'm unabashedly. I'm a fucking masshole.
My best friend, Mike Scalfani's from Boston. Grew up in Belmont. You know, I got my other best friend lives in Martha's Vineyard, so I'm very connected to you people.
Damn, living in Martha's Vineyard is crazy.
I used to go every year.
It's the best.
My favorite hang in the world.
It is so cool.
I've said that a million times. If I could go hang out anywhere, it'd be in Martha's fucking Vineyard.
Imagine having enough, like right now, if I could get rich enough that I could have a house on the vineyard and my friends could all come to the vineyard and fucking party.
Go drink beers at John Belushi's grave and
so
shit.
Chill. It's just, that shit is like.
Have you ever been to his grave?
No, but I've heard.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard.
That's a year, you know, whenever I'm in Martha's Vineyard, I always swing by and have a beer with that guy. He's my idol.
Nantucket?
What's that?
You ever go to Nantucket?
No, I've never been over there.
Only the vineyard, huh?
Only because I got my best friend lives there.
Year round?
Yeah.
Wow, damn.
Yeah, he's a woodworker and he's a musician. Josh Campbell. He's pretty much a legend there. They call him Cool Kid. That's his nickname. Yeah, Cool Kid Josh. You know that Cool Kid, man? Yeah, I know Josh Campbell. That's for another show.
Does he play at the what's
the Ritz? The Ritz.
Is that the name of the one bar that like has the music? Yeah.
Exactly what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a regular there for a long time.
Damn. All right. It's pretty good. Okay, I'm trying to pep out your shit. Why don't you tell them one more time where they can.
Well, I would suggest going to my vimeo.com /John Kaiser and listen to my radio show. It's a good way to pass, you know, an hour at a time if you're doing your eye pictures or whatever you're trying to do, making family photo albums. You need to put something on, or you're drinking beer in your living room or whatever. Maybe you're having a mask party in your backyard with 6 or 7 people. Put my radio hour on.
I love everything you said. I don't know what an eye picture is, but I'm
it's like a digital coloring book.
Happy birthday again to Jake Yacovetta. You're the best mod, an awesome dude. So happy to have you in here. As I said, tomorrow, Sunday, it's Mother's Day. I'm not having a guest on because I don't know what kind of fucking mood I'm going to be in, but I'm definitely going to be here for those of you guys who are also in some kind of a mood that day.
Well, hey, you can get if you want to shout me out for 10 or 15, I'll come talk with you.
Maybe I'll do that. What do you have a Father's Day thing you do? Like, what do we do?
I mean, here's the thing. I only have my mother, right now. So I sent her movies. I sent her Amazon gift cards. But
that's what I'm saying. On the day of the person that you don't have, because
I'll talk to my mom probably for a half hour tomorrow, maybe an hour. You know what I mean? Father's Day, what am I going to do? He ain't around. You know what I mean? I just think about, he's always here though. So the guy's never left me,
Yeah, I know. I do a lot of thinking too. So I'll be here, and then Sabrina.
Well, holler if you want me to come on tomorrow.
You're the best. Sabrina will be here on Monday, and then also a couple other guests coming on next week. I'll give you a big announcement tomorrow. The Schmoedown stuff is gonna kill me, but it will be a happy death because
take a heart pill, eat a PB&J sandwich, and relax.
Gotta say, love PB&J. That's exactly what I should do. Grape jelly, Jif peanut butter, smooth.
Take it easy. I like strawberry, but I'll go with the grape next.
No, it's the best. You know who makes the peanuts, grows the peanuts that's in Jif peanut butter?
Jimmy Carter.
Stacy's grandparents.
That tracks. They look like a bunch of peanut farmers. I wouldn't be surprised if they worked with the Merle family who helped plow it, because he looks like a fucking farmer too.
What the fuck does that even mean? Everybody at home.
You don't know that I call Merle a farmer?
No. Clapping for you, Kaiser. Thanks for being here.
All right, thanks for having me.
Tomorrow, 1 p.m. live at the Roxy. Wow, good stories from John.
We'll rock out soon again. We'll do part 2 rocks.
We need it.
All right, kids.